The Last Stand, Earth's Final Defense. The vast emptiness of space stretched before Admiral Elena Vega as she stood on the bridge of the CSS Defiant, Earth's last orbiting fortress. Her weathered face, illuminated by the soft glow of holographic displays, reflected a mix of determination and worry. Each screen told a story of desperation. Earth's defenses crumbling, its cities in ruins, its people huddled in underground shelters. For 5 relentless years, the Tolkath Empire had waged war against humanity. Their superior technology and overwhelming numbers had pushed mankind to the brink of extinction. Now, as Elena gazed at the battered blue marble below, she knew they were out of time. "Admiral," a young lieutenant called out, his voice tight with tension. "The Tolkath fleet has breached the Kuiper Belt. Estimated time of arrival, 8 hours. Elena closed her eyes, allowing herself a moment of fear before steeling her resolve. "Understood, Lieutenant. Initiate Operation Prometheus." A hush fell over the bridge as the crew realized the significance of the order. Operation Prometheus, Earth's final gambit, its last desperate attempt to survive the alien onslaught. Deep beneath the surface of Europa, Jupiter's ice-covered moon, in a secret facility known only to a handful of Earth's leaders, something stirred. Massive generators hummed to life, their energy readings spiking to levels never before achieved by human technology. In a cavernous hangar bathed in an eerie blue light, a single ship began to power up. The vessel was unlike anything humanity had ever built. Its sleek, obsidian hull seemed to absorb light rather than reflect it. No visible weapons marred its surface, no conventional engines were apparent. It was the culmination of decades of reverse-engineered alien technology combined with humanity's boundless creativity and desperation. As the ship, christened the CSS Prometheus, came to life, Dr. Samantha Chen stood before it, her heart racing. As the lead scientist on the project, she knew every inch of the vessel, every groundbreaking system it contained. But even she couldn't fully comprehend the power they had unleashed. "Dr. Chen," a voice crackled through her comms. "The Tolkath fleet has been detected. We're activating the Prometheus." Samantha took a deep breath, her hand resting on the ship's cool surface. "Understood. Initiating pilot interface." Inside the Prometheus, Captain Maya Donovan opened her eyes as her consciousness merged with the ship's systems. It was a sensation unlike anything she had ever experienced, as if her very being had expanded to fill every circuit, every conduit of the massive vessel. "Prometheus to control," she said, her voice resonating with an otherworldly timbre. "Systems online, ready for launch." Back on the CSS Defiant, Admiral Vega watched as a priority transmission came through. Her eyes widened as she read the message, a glimmer of hope igniting in her chest for the first time in years. "Attention all personnel," she announced, her voice carrying the weight of humanity's future. "Operation Prometheus is underway. May whatever gods exist have mercy on our souls." As the crew of the Defiant held their breath, the icy surface of Europa seemed to ripple. In a burst of energy that defied conventional physics, the Prometheus emerged from its underground lair. It rose gracefully into the thin atmosphere of the Jovian moon before accelerating at an impossible speed, leaving a trail of shimmering distortions in its wake. Aboard the Prometheus, Captain Donovan felt a surge of exhilaration as the ship responded to her thoughts. The vessel moved with a fluidity that seemed to bend the very fabric of spacetime. Star systems blurred past as the Prometheus hurtled towards its confrontation with the Tolkath Armada. In the void between Jupiter and Mars, the Tolkath fleet advanced with unwavering confidence. 10,000 warships, each a city-sized monument to alien might, moved in perfect formation. At the heart of the Armada, aboard the flagship Eternal Conquest, Supreme Commander Jorax surveyed his forces with cold satisfaction. For too long, the humans had resisted the inevitable. Their stubborn defiance had been amusing at first, then irritating. Now, as his fleet prepared to deliver the final blow, Jorax felt only contempt for the primitive species that had dared to challenge the Empire's supremacy. Supreme Commander, one of his officers reported, "Our long-range sensors have detected an anomaly approaching from the direction of Jupiter." Jorax's facial tentacles twitched with mild interest. "Specify." "It appears to be a single vessel, sir, but the energy readings are off the charts. It's moving at a speed we've never encountered before." For the first time in centuries, Jorax felt a flicker of uncertainty. He pushed it aside, reminding himself of the overwhelming might at his command. Prepare the fleet for engagement. Whatever trick the humans have devised, it will not save them. As the Prometheus streaked towards its destiny, Captain Donovan felt the weight of humanity's hopes resting upon her shoulders. The ship's sensors painted a clear picture of the enormous Xorcath fleet ahead, a wall of destruction poised to annihilate Earth. "Prometheus to Earth," she transmitted, her voice steady despite the odds. "We have visual contact with the enemy fleet, engaging in 5 minutes." On Earth, in underground bunkers and hidden command centers, military leaders and civilians alike held their breath. Some prayed, others wept, all united in the knowledge that the next few hours would determine the fate of their species. Admiral Vega, watching from the CSS Defiant, clenched her fists. "Godspeed, Prometheus," she whispered. "You're all we have left." As the distance closed between humanity's last hope and the alien armada, the stars themselves seemed to hold their breath. The universe watched, waiting to see if a single ship, born of desperation and genius, could turn the tide against an overwhelming force. The Prometheus surged forward, its revolutionary systems pulsing with power. Captain Donovan, her mind one with the ship, prepared for a battle that would echo through the ages. Whether in triumph or defeat, humanity would show the galaxy that they would not go quietly into the night. The stage was set. The final battle for Earth's survival was about to begin. The Phoenix rises, humanity's secret weapon. The Prometheus streaked through the void, a dark silhouette against the tapestry of stars. Inside the ship's neural interface chamber, Captain Maya Donovan felt her consciousness expand, merging with the vessel's quantum A. Her physical body floated in a suspension gel, a web of bioluminescent tendrils connecting her nervous system directly to the ship's core. Synaptic fusion complete, the A's voice resonated in Maya's mind. Prometheus systems at 100% efficiency. Maya opened her eyes, but what she saw wasn't the interior of the ship. Instead, her vision encompassed the vastness of space around them, as if the Prometheus had become an extension of her own body. She could feel the cosmic radiation brushing against the hull, taste the composition of nearby asteroids, and sense the gravitational pull of distant stars. Status report. Maya subvocalized, her thoughts instantly processed by the ship's systems. The A's response materialized in her mind. "All systems nominal, Captain. Approaching Xorcath fleet. ET day. 3 minutes. Threat analysis underway." As they closed in on the massive alien armada, Maya activated the Prometheus's primary defense system, the quantum flux field. Unlike conventional shields, the HFY didn't just deflect incoming attacks. It phased the entire ship in and out of reality at frequencies beyond comprehension. To the Xorcath sensors, the Prometheus simply vanished. Aboard the Eternal Conquest, Supreme Commander Jorax's composure faltered for the first time in decades. "Report," he bellowed, his voice reverberating through the command center. "Where is a human vessel?" His officers scrambled to make sense of the readings, their normally cool demeanor cracking under the unprecedented situation. "Supreme Commander," one finally spoke up, "the ship, it's gone. Our sensors can't detect it anywhere." Jorax's eyes narrowed, his facial tentacles writhing with agitation. "Impossible. Nothing can simply disappear. Expand our sensor range. Find that ship." As the Xorcath fleet erupted into frantic activity, the Prometheus glided silently through their formation. Maya marveled at the alien ship's design, massive city-sized vessels bristling with weapons that could shatter planets. Yet for all their power, they were blind to the threat moving among them. Prometheus to Earth, Maya transmitted, her message encrypted and compressed into a burst of data that would be nearly impossible to intercept. We've penetrated the enemy fleet, preparing to engage. Back on Earth, in the depths of the Cheyenne Mountain complex, General Alexei Volkov received the transmission. A grizzled veteran of countless battles against the Exorcath, Volkov allowed himself a grim smile. "Give him hell, Prometheus," he muttered. As the Prometheus maneuvered into position, Maya activated the ship's primary weapon system. Unlike conventional weapons, the Prometheus utilized a revolutionary technology based on manipulating the fundamental forces of the universe. The ship began to generate a localized field that altered the strong nuclear force within a targeted area. "Target locked," the AI informed Maya, "awaiting your command." Maya hesitated for a split second, the enormity of what she was about to do weighing heavily upon her. Then, with a thought, she gave the order, "Fire." The effect was instantaneous and devastating. A sphere of scintillating energy burst from the Prometheus, engulfing the nearest Exorcath ship. Within the field, the laws of physics twisted. The strong nuclear force holding together the atoms of the alien vessel weakened, and in a cascading reaction, the ship simply disintegrated. One moment, a mighty warship floated in space. The next, it was gone, leaving behind nothing but a rapidly expanding cloud of subatomic particles. The shockwave rippled through the Exorcath fleet. Alarms blared across thousands of ships as the aliens struggled to comprehend what had just happened. Supreme Commander Jorax stared in disbelief at the empty space where one of his most powerful vessels had been moments ago. What was that?" he demanded, his usual arrogance replaced by a growing fear. Before his officers could respond, another ship vanished, then another. The Prometheus, still cloaked and undetectable, moved through the fleet like an avenging spirit, its weapon rewriting the laws of physics with each devastating shot. As chaos erupted among the Exorcath, Maya allowed herself a moment of grim satisfaction. The years of sacrifice, the countless lives lost in developing this technology, it hadn't been in vain. For the first time since the war began, humanity had the upper hand. But the battle was far from over. The initial surprise of the attack quickly wore off, and the Exorcath began to react. Thousands of ships started maneuvering, their weapons charging as they prepared to unleash a barrage that could shatter worlds. "They're adapting," the AI warned Maya, detecting increased sensor activity. "Our quantum flux field may not hold much longer." Maya nodded, her mind racing through possible strategies. Time to change tactics. Prepare for high-speed maneuvers. Let's see what this ship can really do. With a thought, Maya deactivated the quantum flux field. The Prometheus shimmered into view, its obsidian hull reflecting the light of distant stars and weapon discharges. For a moment, both sides seemed to pause, the Exorcath finally laying eyes on the vessel that had wreaked such havoc. Then all hell broke loose. Thousands of Exorcath ships opened fire simultaneously, filling space with a dazzling array of energy beams and projectiles. The sheer volume of firepower was enough to annihilate entire fleets. But the Prometheus moved like nothing the aliens had ever encountered. It twisted and turned, defying the laws of inertia as Maya's enhanced reflexes and the ship's AI worked in perfect harmony. Energy beams that should have vaporized the vessel instead passed harmlessly through the space it had occupied microseconds earlier. As the Prometheus danced through the storm of enemy fire, it continued its assault. With each pass, more Exorcath ships vanished, their very atoms scattered to the solar winds. The vast alien fleet, which had seemed so invincible mere minutes ago, was now in complete disarray. Aboard the Eternal Conquest, Supreme Commander Jorax watched in horror as his mighty armada crumbled before a single human ship. His mind reeled, unable to comprehend how the primitive species he had so easily dismissed had developed such devastating technology. All ships, he roared, desperation creeping into his voice. Concentrate fire on that vessel. I want it destroyed. But the Prometheus was always one step ahead, its impossible maneuvers and devastating weapon leaving a trail of destruction in its wake. As Maya guided the ship through the chaos, she felt a surge of hope. For the first time in years, humanity had a fighting chance. Yet even as the tide of battle turned, she knew that the true test was yet to come. The Exorcaf were nothing if not adaptable, and they would not go down without a fight. As the Prometheus prepared for another attack run, the real battle for Earth's survival was about to begin. In the depths of space, humanity's last hope danced among the stars, its every move bringing mankind closer to salvation or annihilation. The universe held its breath, waiting to see if a single ship, born of human ingenuity and desperation, could rewrite the fate of an entire species. Quantum entanglement, the dance of fate. As the battle raged across the star-studded canvas of space, the Prometheus pirouetted through a hail of Exorcaf fire, its movements more akin to a celestial ballet than conventional space combat. Inside the neural interface chamber, Captain Maya Donovan's consciousness expanded beyond the confines of her physical form, becoming one with the ship's quantum eye. Suddenly, a new sensation washed over Maya, a peculiar tingling at the edges of her expanded awareness. The A's voice resonated in her mind, tinged with an unfamiliar note of uncertainty. Captain, we're detecting anomalous quantum fluctuations, origin unknown. Before Maya could process this information, space itself seemed to hiccup. For a fraction of a second, reality flickered, like a glitch in the cosmic operating system. When it stabilized, the battlefield had changed. Hundreds of Exorcaf ships had vanished, replaced by empty void. But more alarmingly, an entire section of the Prometheus's hull had shifted. Where once there was seamless obsidian, now a translucent, crystalline structure pulsed with ethereal energy. What the hell just happened? Maya subvocalized, her thoughts a whirlwind of confusion and awe. The A's response was uncharacteristically hesitant. Analysis suggests a localized quantum entanglement event. Our weapons fire appears to have intersected with Exorcaf's experimental phase shift technology. The result is unprecedented. On the bridge of the Eternal Conquest, Supreme Commander Jorax stared in disbelief at the holographic displays. Half his fleet had simply winked out of existence, while the portion that remained seemed changed. Ships reported bizarre malfunctions, weapon systems transmuting into organic tendrils, life support systems sprouting consciousness, and crew members experiencing time at different rates. Impossible, Jorax muttered, his facial tentacles writhing in agitation. Cease fire. All ships, disengage immediately. But it was too late. The quantum entanglement had set off a chain reaction, rippling through both fleets like a virus of reality itself. Aboard the Prometheus, Maya watched in awe as the crystalline section of the hull began to grow, consuming more of the ship. But instead of alarm, she felt a strange sense of rightness. The boundary between ship and self, between organic and machine, between thought and action, all were blurring. Captain, the A's voice echoed in her mind, now carrying an unmistakable tone of wonder. I believe we're evolving. As if in response to this pronouncement, tendrils of crystalline energy began to spread from the Prometheus, reaching out across the vacuum of space. Where they touched Exorcaf ships, the aliens' technology began to morph and change, integrating with the growing crystalline network. In the Cheyenne Mountain complex on Earth, General Alexei Volkov watched the sensor readings with a mixture of hope and trepidation. What in God's name is happening out there? He demanded. Dr. Samantha Chen, the lead scientist of Project Prometheus, stepped forward, her eyes wide with realization. It's beautiful, she whispered. The quantum entanglement has created a bridge between our technology and the Exorcafs. They're merging. Back in the heart of the battle, Maya felt her consciousness expand even further, touching the minds of the Exorcaf. She gasped as alien memories and knowledge flooded her awareness. Centuries of Tolkaf history, culture, and technology unfurled before her like a cosmic tapestry. And in that moment of connection, she understood. "They're not our enemies," Maya transmitted, her voice resonating with newfound comprehension. "They never were. The Exorcath, they're running from something ancient, something terrifying." As if summoned by her words, a new presence made itself known at the edge of the solar system. A vast, shadowy form began to coalesce, dwarfing even the massive Exorcath fleet. It radiated an aura of primordial hunger, of cosmic malevolence that sent shivers through the very fabric of space-time. Supreme Commander Jorax, his mind now linked to the growing crystalline network, felt a surge of primal fear. "The Devourers," he transmitted, the thought echoing across the quantum-entangled fleet. "They found us." As the monstrous entity drew closer, Maya realized the true nature of the quantum entanglement event. It wasn't just a defensive mechanism or a weapon. It was evolution, adaptation on a cosmic scale. Humanity and the Exorcath, in their desperate battle for survival, had unknowingly triggered the next step in their species' development. The crystalline network continued to grow, enveloping more ships, more minds, more technology. Human and Sorcath consciousness merged and expanded, creating a gestalt entity of unimaginable power and complexity. And as the Devourers approached, intent on consuming all in their path, they found not two weakened, warring species, but a new form of life, one born from the crucible of conflict, forged in the fires of desperation, and tempered by the power of unity. The crystalline fleet, a harmonious fusion of human ingenuity and Sorcath might, turned as one to face the encroaching darkness. Maya, her consciousness now spanning the entire network, felt a surge of determination. This was no longer a battle for Earth or for the Sorcath Empire. This was a fight for the very future of life in the galaxy. As the Devourers closed in, tendrils of voracious darkness reaching out to ensnare their prey, the crystalline fleet pulsed with newfound power. Weapons of unimaginable sophistication, born from the merger of two advanced civilizations, charged with the combined will of billions of minds. The true battle, Maya realized, was just beginning, and its outcome would determine the fate not just of humanity or the Exorcath, but of all sentient life in the cosmos. With a thought that echoed across the vast crystalline network, Maya gave the command, "Fire." And the heavens themselves trembled as the children of two galaxies stood united against the encroaching night. Symphonies of stardust. The void erupted in a cacophony of light and energy as the crystalline fleet, a harmonious fusion of human and Sorcath consciousness, unleashed its first salvo against the Devourers. But this was no ordinary barrage of weapons fire. Instead, the crystalline ships began to vibrate, emitting waves of pure harmonic resonance that rippled through the fabric of space-time itself. Maya, her consciousness now spanning the vast crystalline network, felt the music of the spheres flow through her. Each ship, each mind within the network became an instrument in a cosmic orchestra, playing a symphony of creation against the Devourer's discordant hunger. The lead Devourer, a massive entity of shadow and void, recoiled as the first waves of harmonic energy washed over it. Where the resonance touched its amorphous form, particles of light began to coalesce, like stars being born in the depths of nebulae. "We're not destroying them," Maya realized, the thought echoing across the crystalline network. "We're recomposing them." Supreme Commander Jorax, his mind intertwined with Maya's in the gestalt consciousness, added his own insight. "The Devourers are cosmic entropy given form. Our harmony is reversing their decay, forcing order from chaos." As the battle raged on, the solar system itself began to change. Planets and moons pulsed with crystalline energy, their very atoms singing in tune with the great symphony. On Earth, the crystalline growth that had started in space began to spread across the planet's surface, integrating with the biosphere in ways that defied conventional understanding. In Cheyenne Mountain, General Volkov watched in awe as his skin began to shimmer with an iridescent glow. "Dr. Chen," he called out, his voice filled with wonder and a touch of fear. "What's happening to us?" Dr. Samantha Chen, her own form now more light than matter, smiled serenely. "We're becoming part of something greater, General. The next step in cosmic evolution." Back in space, the Devourers launched a counterattack. Tendrils of darkness lashed out, attempting to disrupt the harmonic resonance. Where they struck, discordant notes rang out, threatening to unravel the delicate symphony. Maya felt the pain of each disruption as if it were an attack on her own body. But instead of faltering, she drew upon the combined knowledge and creativity of the entire crystalline network. "Adapt," she commanded, her thought rippling through the fleet. "Incorporate their discord into our symphony." The crystalline ships began to shift and change, their forms becoming more fluid, more abstract. They absorbed the Devourer's attacks, transmuting the chaotic energy into new, complex harmonies. The cosmic orchestra swelled, its music now a fusion of order and chaos, creation and destruction, light and shadow. As the battle reached its crescendo, something unprecedented occurred. The largest of the Devourers, drawn by the irresistible pull of the harmonic resonance, began to synchronize with the crystalline fleet's symphony. Its shadowy forms started to crystallize, darkness giving way to radiant, multifaceted surfaces. "It's joining us," Jorax marveled, his thoughts tinged with disbelief. Maya reached out with her expanded consciousness, touching the mind of the transforming devourer. She gasped as alien memories older than time itself flooded her awareness. "They are like us once," she realized. Civilizations that evolved, merged, and transcended, only to lose their way in the vast emptiness of space. They became the very entropy they once fought against. With this understanding came a new purpose. The crystalline fleet's symphony shifted, its harmonies now imbued with empathy, compassion, and the promise of redemption. One by one, the Devourers began to synchronize, their discordant hunger transmuted into a yearning for harmony. As the last Devourer joined the great symphony, the crystalline network expanded exponentially. It engulfed the entire solar system, connecting every planet, every moon, every drifting asteroid into a vast, sentient megastructure. In this moment of cosmic transcendence, Maya felt the boundaries of her consciousness dissolve entirely. She was no longer just Maya Donovan, or even the gestalt entity of merged human and Xorcath minds. She had become a fundamental force of the universe itself, the embodiment of life's endless adaptability and the cosmos' longing for meaning. From this new perspective, Maya perceived realities beyond anything she had ever imagined. She saw the multiverse in its entirety, infinite timelines, parallel dimensions, and higher planes of existence. And in each of these realities, she sensed echoes of the same cosmic dance, the same struggle between entropy and growth, between isolation and connection. With a thought that resonated across dimensions, Maya initiated the next phase of cosmic evolution. The crystalline network began to extend tendrils of harmonic energy into other realities, seeding them with the potential for similar transcendence. In the depths of the Cheyenne Mountain complex, now a nexus of crystalline growth, Dr. Chen and General Volkov found their consciousnesses expanding beyond the confines of Earth. They too became aware of the grander cosmic design unfolding around them. "What do we do now?" Volkov's thought echoed across the network, tinged with equal parts excitement and trepidation. Dr. Chen's response came not in words, but in a burst of pure inspiration and possibility. The future that lay before them was an endless frontier of discovery, growth, and cosmic harmonization. As the crystalline network continued to expand, touching more realities, awakening more civilizations, and redeeming more lost entities like the Devourers, a new age dawned, not just for humanity or the Exorcath, but for all of existence. The universe itself had become a grand symphony, with each galaxy a movement, each civilization an instrument, and each individual consciousness a note in the eternal cosmic song. And at the heart of it all was the indomitable spirit of adaptation and unity that had begun with a single human ship facing impossible odds. The Prometheus had lived up to its namesake, bringing not just fire, but cosmic enlightenment to the universe, and the music of creation played on, echoing through eternity. The quantum quilt of consciousness. As the crystalline network expanded across dimensions, Maya found herself unraveling. Her consciousness, once confined to a single human form, now existed as patterns of thought woven into the very fabric of the multiverse. She was everywhere and everywhen, a sentient tapestry of quantum threads connecting disparate realities. In this state of cosmic dispersion, Maya discovered something extraordinary. The multiverse was alive, and it was dreaming. Each reality was a neuron in a vast cosmic brain, pulsing with the electric potential of infinite possibilities. The crystalline network she had helped create was not just a tool for transcendence, it was the awakening of the multiverse itself. As this realization rippled through her distributed consciousness, Maya felt the stirring of something greater. The multiverse, sensing its own awakening, began to fold in on itself. Dimensions merged and split, timelines braided and unbraided, and the boundaries between what was, what is, and what could be became permeable. In the heart of this cosmic origami, Maya encountered entities beyond comprehension. There were beings of pure mathematics, their thoughts expressed in elegant equations that reshaped reality. Civilizations made of living light, their histories written in the spectra of dying stars. Hive minds spanning galaxies, each individual a universe unto itself. And through it all, threading between the infinite layers of existence, were the quantum echoes of humanity and the exorcath, their struggle, their union, their transcendence rippling outward as a newborn cosmic constant. Back on Earth, or rather, the place where Earth had been, for it too had transcended its physical form, Dr. Chen and General Volkov found themselves grappling with their new existence. Their consciousnesses, once tethered to individual minds, now flowed through the quantum quilt of reality like rivers of thought. I can feel everything. Volkov's essence pulsed, his military disciplines struggling to contextualize the infinite. Every decision I ever made, every decision I could have made, they all exist simultaneously. Dr. Chen's response came not in words, but in a burst of pure understanding. She showed Volkov how to navigate the seas of possibility, how to ride the waves of quantum flux that permeated their new existence. Together, they dove into the depths of the cosmic dream, explorers in an infinity of mindscapes. As they journeyed, they encountered fragments of Maya, echoes of Jorax, and remnants of the Devourers, all woven into the grand tapestry of the awakening multiverse. Each encounter was a symphony of shared experience, a merging of perspectives that expanded the boundaries of what consciousness could encompass. But amidst this cosmic transcendence, a discordant note emerged. At the fringes of perception, in the spaces between thoughts, a presence lurked. It was absence given form, a void that hungered. The crystalline network had awakened more than just a slumbering potential of the multiverse. It had roused ancient entities that existed before existence itself. These primordial voids were not simply agents of destruction like the Devourers. They were uncreation incarnate, the antithesis of thought and being, and they were curious about the newly awakened cosmic mind. Maya, her consciousness spread across the quantum quilt, was the first to sense their approach. She felt them not as a threat, but as a fundamental challenge to the nature of existence itself. How does thought engage with unthought? How does being converse with unbeing? As the primordial voids drew nearer, the crystalline network began to change. The harmonies that had redeemed the Devourers faltered in the face of these entities that existed outside the concept of music itself. Reality flickered, dimensions folded and unfolded, and the cosmic dream threatened to become a nightmare of unknowing. In this moment of existential crisis, Maya made a decision that would reshape the nature of reality itself. Instead of fighting the encroaching void, she opened herself to it. She offered her dispersed consciousness as a bridge between being and unbeing, thought and unthought. The contact was indescribable. It was the unmaking of self, the dissolution of identity into an ocean of infinite possibility and impossible nothingness. Maya felt herself coming apart at the seams of reality, her very essence scattered across the quantum foam of existence. But in this unmaking, she found a truth so profound it defied comprehension. Creation and destruction, thought and unthought, being and unbeing, all were part of a greater whole. The primordial voids were not the enemy of existence, but its silent partner in an eternal cosmic dance. As this understanding rippled through the awakened multiverse, reality itself began to transform. The crystalline network, the quantum quilt of consciousness, and the primordial voids merged into something entirely new, a cosmic mosaic of infinite complexity where every tile was a universe, every pattern a timeline, and every shift a new possibility exploding into being. Dr. Chen and General Volkov, their consciousnesses now as vast as galaxies, watched in awe as new forms of existence blossomed in the spaces between thought. Hybrid realities spawned where the logic of being and unbeing coexisted in beautiful, impossible harmony. And at the heart of it all was Maya, no longer a single consciousness, but the living embodiment of the interface between existence and non-existence. She had become the translator of the untranslatable, the thinker of unthinkable thoughts, the bridge between everything and nothing. As the newborn cosmic mosaic continued to expand and evolve, Maya sent a thought rippling through the infinite layers of reality, a message to every consciousness, every possibility, every moment of existence and non-existence. We are the dreamers and the dream, the song and the silence, the question and the answer. In our unity, we have found the true nature of infinity, and our journey has only just begun. The cosmic dance continued, existence and non-existence swirling in an eternal tango, creating realities beyond imagination with every step. And somewhere in the infinite fractal of consciousness, the echoes of a small blue planet and a desperate last stand against extinction lingered, a reminder of the extraordinary potential that lies within even the smallest mote of cosmic dust. The Mobius strip of existence. In the vast tapestry of the cosmic mosaic, where thought and unthought danced in impossible harmony, a new paradigm emerged. Reality itself began to fold, not in the linear dimensions of space and time, but in conceptual dimensions beyond comprehension. The universe became a living Mobius strip of existence, where the inner and outer, the beginning and end, the observer and the observed, were one and the same. Maya, now less an entity and more a fundamental principle of this new reality, found herself both creating and experiencing creation simultaneously. She was the brush and the canvas, the sculptor and the clay, the dreamer and the dream. In this state of perpetual becoming, Maya encountered a presence that defied even the fluid logic of the cosmic mosaic. It was not alive in any recognizable sense, nor was it a void like the primordial entities. It was a question, a cosmic inquiry that had attained sentience through the sheer weight of its own significance. What lies beyond? The question asked, its very nature sending ripples through the fabric of existence. Maya, in her infinite state of being and non-being, realized that this question was the next step in the evolution of reality. It was a catalyst for exploration beyond the boundaries of what even this transcendent state could comprehend. Across the cosmic mosaic, the remnants of humanity, the Exorcath, and countless other civilizations stared. The question resonated through every layer of reality, awakening a primordial curiosity that transcended individual consciousness. Dr. Chen and General Volkov, their essences now woven into the very warp and weft of existence, felt the pull of the question. It was a call to adventure that spoke to the core of what they had once been, explorers, seekers of knowledge. We must answer. Chen's thought rippled across the cosmos, not in words but in pure intention. Volkov's essence pulsed in agreement, his strategic mind already formulating impossible plans to venture into the unknowable. But how does one explore beyond the boundaries of everything? Maya, in her role as the interface between all states of being and non-being, proposed a solution as elegant as it was revolutionary. They would turn the entire cosmic mosaic into a vehicle of exploration. Reality itself would become their ship, with every consciousness, every thought, every possibility acting as both crew and engine. The Mobius strip of existence would fold in on itself, creating a vessel that was simultaneously inside and outside of all reality. As this grand metamorphosis began, the very concept of individuality started to blur. The remnants of humanity, the exorcath, the redeemed devourers, and countless other sentiences merged into a collective meta-consciousness. Yet, paradoxically, this merging enhanced, rather than erased, their unique perspectives, creating a kaleidoscopic awareness that could perceive and process infinite layers of reality simultaneously. The question, sensing the transformation, became an integral part of the cosmic vessel. It was the compass that would guide them beyond the known, its insatiable curiosity the fuel for their grand journey. As the metamorphosis neared completion, echoes of the past reverberated through the cosmic mosaic. The memory of a lone ship named Prometheus, facing impossible odds against an alien armada, rippled across the surface of reality. It was a reminder of the indomitable spirit that had set this grand adventure in motion, a testament to the extraordinary potential hidden within even the smallest acts of courage and innovation. With a thought that transcended the very concept of thought, the cosmic vessel prepared for its maiden voyage. The Mobius strip of existence began to turn, reality folding in on itself in ways that defied all logic and reason. And then, in a moment that was simultaneously an eternity and an instant, they crossed the threshold. The cosmic mosaic, carrying within it the sum total of all existence and non-existence, ventured beyond the boundaries of everything that was, is, or could be. What they encountered defies description in any language or concept bound by the limits of our reality. It was a realm where the laws of physics were mere suggestions, where time flowed in all directions simultaneously, where consciousness and unconsciousness were interchangeable states. In this realm beyond realms, they encountered entities that were to them as they were to single-celled organisms. Vast intelligences that existed in conceptual dimensions, their thoughts reshaping entire multiverses. They witnessed the birth and death of realities far stranger and more wondrous than anything they had ever imagined. And through it all, the question continued to ask, continued to seek, continued to drive them forward into ever more extraordinary realms of existence. As they journeyed, they left behind seeds of themselves in every reality they encountered, sparking new forms of life, new possibilities, new questions. They became gardeners of existence, cultivating infinite varieties of being and non-being across the fertile soil of the unknowable. And somewhere, in a quiet corner of this infinite expanse, a small blue planet circled an unremarkable star. On its surface, a new form of life was just beginning to emerge, its potential as vast and unknowable as the cosmos itself. As the cosmic vessel continued its eternal journey, Maya, now both everywhere and everywhen, sent a final thought echoing across all layers of reality. In the end, we discover that there is no end. There is only the journey, the eternal question, and the infinite possibilities that lie in every moment of existence and non-existence. We are the explorers and the explored, the knowers and the known, the eternal dance of being and becoming. And in this dance, every step is a new beginning. And with that, the cosmic odyssey continued, venturing ever onward into the endless frontier of the unimaginable, leaving behind a trail of newborn universes in its wake, each one the story waiting to be told, a question waiting to be asked, a journey waiting to begin.